This is where the fun begins.
Yes, Texas is a rival.
I have a river of Kool-Aid for basketball.
It's time to step inside the hog pen.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into an all-new special edition of Inside the Hog Pen. I'm your host, Razorback Zach, from the Central Arkansas Hog Pen on this holiday week. I know it is 3:50 in the afternoon, not 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night, and but we've got some developments going on that we could not pass up. So much so that I had to call DMad in. DMad's sitting here with me in the pen. What's up, D?
Man, you act like you called me. I called you.
Well, you know, we called each other. You offered. You were in the neighborhood. I said, "Come on by, let's do this." And you got a little Kylie in the studio with you.
Yeah, she's man, her eyes are rolling back into her head.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. So, okay. So before we get into all the what ifs and the possibilities and the he said, she said, but they said that she said, he said stuff. Let's clear the air of what we do know at this hour. As far as the coaching search goes.
Okay, so this is from Brett McMurphy and On3. Deal is signed between Oklahoma State and Eric Morris. Source told On3 Sports. Morris will remain with Mean Green through end of season, including playoffs. Maybe playoffs is what that should say. Also, if y'all haven't heard, Eric Morris he's the QB whisperer. He's had Patrick Mahomes, Cam Ward, and Baker Mayfield. He's kind of the king of taking under-recruited quarterbacks and turning them into insane pros. I was listening to a podcast about him today, and basically he said he doesn't really care about, the stars when it comes to quarterbacks. Right. Because honestly, this Mestamaker guy, mm-hmm. I believe he was not even a quarterback whenever he was coming out of high school. And now he's just over here slinging the pill like nobody's business. He said the reason for that is he wants a guy that can process really quickly and not have to take longer to learn. And so that's the process you're seeing with Mestamaker. And, if you want to go back to it, I think Baker Mayfield was a baseball player too, wasn't he? And
so.
Patrick Mahomes was a baseball player, and just this guy gave him the opportunity. Said, "Hey, he's never played quarterback before. Come see if he can come be your quarterback." And look what happened to Patrick Mahomes from there. And Cam Ward, 0 stars, all the way up to a Heisman candidate.
Well, and it begs you to question, though, D, at the same time. Did you happen to catch what Mark May said at the Touchdown Club?
He said what every Razorback fan was thinking. And, whenever I was growing up watching college football final, you always knew that there was at least one guy on that stage that had Arkansas's back, and it was Mark May. That dude basically said at the very end of the day, the only thing you need is leadership at the athletic department. That's the one thing that y'all are missing.
And it is, but he hit it on the head, and I like that because he's absolutely right about it.
Hmm?
He's absolutely right about it, and you have to have a leader because look at he used the example of Mel Moore. Look at Mel Moore. He hired Nick Saban.
Yeah. He basically went over, and everybody at Alabama was questioning why you're trying to get the failed Dolphins head coach. And it came down to a heart thing of he looked at Nick Saban and said, "Is this the right guy?" in his heart. And he was like, "Yeah, I think this is the right guy." Best decision that guy's ever made.
He loses to Louisiana Monroe, but then look at him now, 20 years later. They got a statue named after him. The field's named after him. You know, so you have to have somebody with, and I'm going to say it because once again, this is not the regular show, so I can say this, but you're going to have to get somebody in there with a set of balls on them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the thing about it is Arkansas. For everything that we've been, Chad Morris was a car salesman who couldn't really coach his way out of a paper sack. Bielema, he was a hell of a coach. He was a very upstanding Christian guy, but he without Barry Alvarez, he wasn't able to take Arkansas to be a big time program like he was at Wisconsin. Sorry, I said it. Without Barry Alvarez, he was never going to be just a big 10 win a season type of guy. And and the hire of Sam Pittman. Do we want to read what Anthony Switzer said on Twitter about 50 minutes ago?
I think it needs to be said, yes. Michael Wilkins on our Facebook stream says, has he went to Oklahoma State? Yes, as far as we know.
Brett McMurphy, Pete Nakos, and Pete Thamel are already all reporting that he has been hired. Brett McMurphy said he has signed the paperwork. Pete Thamel just said he's expected to be there. So between Brett McMurphy is the local guy for On 3, and he's also the AP writer for Oklahoma State. So between those three, I'm going to go ahead and say that, yeah, he's been hired, and there's not any, well, we're looking over the paperwork. No, the paperwork's been signed. But with what Anthony Switzer said, and it's very revealing about the state of the program right now, there was a video of Petrino in a press conference yesterday, basically saying this has not been the most fun thing he's done in his life. Basically talking about taking over the team after week 5. Anthony Switzer said, and this is his words, I am reading verbatim, "Give Bobby Petrino his own staff and let him recruit. Y'all must forget who he is. He can bring Arkansas back to 2011, and to be honest, better. From a recent player, it wasn't Jimmys and Joes or X's and O's. And this is the most important part of this. The culture in the building was horrible. You let little stuff slide, you can't win a game." And how crazy is it that it's this entire season has come down to, can this team win in a critical moment? And basically Anthony Switzer just gave you the reason as to why. Something that everybody has been feeling like is going on, and it's been a culture issue from day one. And I said it at the beginning of this year. This team would go as Talon would go, and we all know when Talon starts to get in his head, it's over. The game's over. You saw it at Texas. He threw a stupid interception. Don't know what you want to call that, but
when you look at all these names that are coming off the board, and you see
only 2 names are off the board.
Well, but I mean, like Rhett Lashley not coming. That was everybody's first prospect. Everybody thinks Lane Kiffin's coming here. I'm sorry, but if LSU is going to offer him $9 million,
that was just funny timing.
But no, because people are alluding to that. But he's going to LSU because there ain't anybody in the conference that can match a $90 million contract.
It's going to be really funny to see what he does at the end of the Egg Bowl, because it's gonna come down to his ego, Lane's ego, because they're basically saying, hey, if you take that LSU job, and you have to take it before December, because if you don't, you're going to be behind the transfer portal.
He's not going to play in the post. He's not going to coach the postseason.
He's not going to. We all know how Lane is in the transfer portal.
That is going to be. Who does that hurt? Does that hurt Lane or does that hurt the team? I mean, what is their thinking there?
If you think of it in 3 different ways, LSU, Ole Miss, or Lane, who is going to hurt the most? I think it's going to be Lane, because he's got such an ego behind him that he doesn't. Right. He's not going to want to miss a first playoff game. So if anything, he's going to sit there and want to stay at Ole Miss just so he can get that playoff experience. Because at the end of the day, guys, he's making what, $10 million a year?
Yeah.
How much is too much? I mean, I can say this as sitting inside your house. How many millions do you freaking need? And
I don't have that money, dude. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
But I mean, you got Rhett Lashley off the board. You got Lane Kiffin obviously off the board. Eli's not leaving Missouri.
He's going to Penn State. Haven't you heard that?
He is not going to Penn State.
He fits the culture well. He
doesn't
doesn't beat top 25 teams.
And he looks the part. He looks like a dork.
Yeah.
So, and you know, Golish staying at USF.
I don't think that's. I don't think
he's tweeted it.
Listen, every single time somebody says I'm not leaving,
but he didn't say he wasn't leaving. He basically retweeted, and I get that. I know what you're thinking, and I know y'all don't see the way he's looking at me right now, but I understand that. But at the same time, when you look at all these coaches that have been spoken since the firing of Sam Pittman,
Womack said he's not coming either. He's not looking for another job.
That's because Alabama's set up for the postseason. All right.
Yeah.
But here's why all these people are saying I'm not going anywhere, especially when they've been asked about the Arkansas job. 90%.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
90% of the agents of the coaches out there. Who's their agent?
Probably Jimmy Sexton.
Jimmy Sexton hates Arkansas.
He hates Yurachek is what it is.
To hate Yurachek is to hate Arkansas right now. Okay. He's taking everything Yurachek has said about NIL and not being set up to win a national championship, and he's saying, you don't want to go to Arkansas, but this is what he's saying.
Insert video of him saying, yeah, we didn't set Sam Pittman up for success. Hey, we're not over here trying to win championships. We're not built to win championships. It's a travesty, what's going on at the Hill. Oh, man, I really wish we would have got Eric Morris, man. I think he's going to do – you're going to see Eric Morris in the playoffs next year.
Here's the thing.
Here's another reason why – go ahead.
It's down to two names, I think.
Golish and Petrino.
I don't think Petrino's got it.
Maybe.
I think he blew his chances when he lost to LSU, Auburn, and Mississippi State.
I think that –
because here's the thing. You and MC like conspiracies and shit,
right? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay. Because you, for one, are all about, hey, flip the scores and flip this and you'll get this. If we'd have won every one-score game we have this season, we're sitting at 9-2 right now.
Yeah.
All right.
With Sam Pittman as a coach.
In the playoff hunt, you're looking at top 15, maybe top 12, depending. Okay? Your only two losses are to Notre Dame and to Texas. You may have even won that Notre Dame game.
No.
You may have again.
God help us if we would have still had Travis Williams this long into the season.
But
God help us.
You flip that script and you've got two losses right now.
Yeah.
All right. I just don't think Bobby P's got it. Not that he shouldn't get it.
I will say this: a player that graduated last year will disagree with you.
I'm not saying, when I say he doesn't have it, I don't think the position is so much his anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's still in the mix, but I think he's further down the list, than normal. All right, than he would have been had he beaten, 3 out of the last 6.
Hey, did you see what Barstool LSU said?
So
they said nothing against Oklahoma. Not to say I wasn't listening to you, but Barstool LSU said nothing against Oklahoma, but playing them for the last weekend of the year just doesn't feel right at all. Give us Arkansas versus LSU on Thanksgiving weekend back.
They're going to next year.
Thank God.
They are going to. And LSU kind of let it slip because they had already booked their trip.
To where?
Here.
Oh.
They've already got hotels booked in Fayetteville for Thanksgiving weekend. We're going to step away for a break. On the other side of the break, we're going to continue our coaching talk, where the coaching search for the University of Arkansas has finally, probably, maybe, possibly come to an end. Not really, but we're hopeful.
Psych!
You're listening and watching a special edition episode of Inside the Hog Pen with Razorback Zach and DMad. Back right after this.
Meeks Design is your one-stop shop for custom clothing with a personal touch. At Meeks Design, we can help you tell your story through your wardrobe. Your imagination on a hat, shirt, pullover, or nearly anything wearable. And while you're picking out some custom clothing, check out the one-of-a-kind handmade soaps from the Bobcat Soap Company. Find us on Facebook and let us create custom swag just for you at Meeks Design.
Hey, Hawg fanatics! We at Inside the Hawg Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share SeatGeek as a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not-so-good deal. As a special offer, Hawg fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code INSIDEHOGPEN. Check out our socials for the link, and remember to use the code INSIDEHOGPEN.
Attention Razorback fans and local businesses. Are you ready to reach the most passionate Arkansas sports fans out there? Introducing Inside the Hawg Pen, not your normal Razorback talk show. We're fans first and don't try to hide it. No agendas, no propaganda. At Inside the Hawg Pen, we call it like we see it. And now we're looking for sponsors to join the team. This is your chance to put your brand in front of thousands of loyal Razorback fans who live and breathe Arkansas sports. From small businesses to major brands, we have sponsorship packages tailored just for you. So let's grow together and make Inside the Hawg Pen bigger and better. Don't miss out. Call 501-416-4331 or email us today at insidethehogpen@gmail.com and become a proud sponsor of Inside the Hawg Pen.
It's time to step back inside the Hawg Pen to the Meeks Design Studios.
I made her mad.
Hi. Welcome back to a special edition of Inside the Hawg Pen. I'm Razorback Zach, joined from the, he has finally been released on a day pass from Guantanamo Bay, DMad, Dylan Madden. And before we jump back into the coaching talk, I want to make sure everybody understands tomorrow night we will not be live. However, we are dropping the audio version of a very special edition of one of our podcasts that we recorded about a week ago that is passionate, that is fiery, that is full of emotion.
Can I drop one word, the 4-letter word that we don't want to drop very often? Okay, if you want to hear a fuck you to Hunter Yurachek,
I was a
go
little
listen
off
to
on that timing, but oops. No, I would definitely make sure you guys check that out. It's going to drop tomorrow evening. Right about our normal time slot. If you're not going to be able to listen to it when it drops on Facebook tomorrow, it will drop the same time it will drop on our podcast channels. So you can listen to it while you're driving to your family's destination, wherever that may be if you're traveling for the Thanksgiving holiday. But make sure you guys tune into that 8 p.m. tomorrow night. In lieu of a live show, it will be a special edition podcast. And when we recorded it, all 4 of us kind of got heated, kind of got passionate, kind of got emotional. Was it 3 of us?
Yeah.
Okay, it was 3 of them. My bad. Tyler wasn't there. Tyler said, "To hell with y'all." No.
No, he's a Hunter Yurachek supporter.
He is. He kisses Hunter Yurachek's butt. No, I'm kidding. But make sure you guys check that out. So here's the thing, and I think it's going to come down to 2 names. All signs are pointing to Matt Campbell out of Iowa State. Now, we've been through this before with his name coming up, and then all of a sudden we get somebody else. But here's the thing. 71-55 at Iowa State, 49-40 in the Big 12. All right, he's 106-7 overall, 5-5 in the postseason. If you're looking at it on paper, not that impressive. Everybody's up in arms because they think, oh, he's not a good hire if that's the guy because, and this is the one game that everybody keeps pointing to, he barely beat Arkansas State.
Who gives it?
I know.
Hey, last time I
know.
checked, we lost to Toledo.
ULM.
We lost to Memphis. We lost to we lose to you don't always, and it wasn't even at Iowa State. It was at Jonesboro.
Yeah, it was in. It was.
So
at
they
Arkansas State.
probably had to land in Little Rock and drive 3 hours.
No, I think they landed in Memphis and drove an hour over. That would make
Good
more
luck.
sense. That would make more sense. But in the grand scheme of things, the other name that people are throwing around, Dabo Sweeney out of Clemson.
Doesn't make me excited.
Why not?
Because to borrow a phrase that we were saying about our basketball coach, he might be past his prime. And I don't see, so the difference.
Everybody thought that Calipari was past his prime. Look at him.
The defense of Calipari is he can still get players in. You can get 5 players in, you're going to be very competitive in basketball. You got to get 60 players in to be competitive in football.
Have we got a Code Brown situation going on over there?
Ah, man, who knows?
For those of you that can't see, little Kylie's hanging out with DMad here in the studio. I'd rather take Dabo than I would Matt Campbell.
Here's the thing. So we're looking at Dabo and Matt Campbell as the secret hires, right? Who was the 4th name on that list that Pete Thamel threw out there?
I don't remember.
It was Golish. After Golish had retweeted that he was staying.
Yep.
Eric Morris.
I want to know who the at Pooh Bear the Prophet is. I got to know who this guy really is, because
Is that Twitter or YouTube?
that is YouTube.
I have to know.
He just put up 2 words. That's all he puts up on his comments. We're screwed.
Absolutely. So it was Golish. It was Eric Morris. And I think the other one was Matt Campbell. But the last one was Ryan Silverfield.
Silverfield's not leaving. I can't.
No, here's the thing. If you talk to Bum, he's going to say that they're getting tired over there in Kittyland of Ryan Silverfield. So he's going to try to find a way to get out. He's lost 3 straight games in a row down there.
But the big win on his record this year is who?
South Florida.
All right. Not exactly where I was going to go, but all right. All right, I'll take it. Pooh Bear the Prophet's pretty much got it figured out. And if they do this, I'm not entirely mad about it.
I'm pull up the YouTube comments.
I'm feeling like they rehire Petrino just to go hire a DC. Here, let me mirror this on the screen here.
Oh, I got you. And there is a little bit of traction behind that right now, because today was the first day that we see a kid that had previously recommit to Arkansas. That's probably what did it.
Yeah, that's probably what did it. All right, do we have audio back now?
No, sir. There it is right there.
There it is.
Okay, so instead of screen mirroring, can you just go to YouTube and pull it up right here?
Yeah. See, this is what happens when they let me have the board. I thought you learned your lesson by now.
Man, I don't want to jump in somebody's computer chair. They might get a little not very happy. By the way, I have put Kylie to sleep, just FYI.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Man, I'm just to the point. I think if you didn't get James Franklin,
Yeah.
I was not very happy with Eric Morris, like for a couple weeks because I was bought in on James Franklin and James Franklin only. And after James Franklin comes off the board, I have to scramble to find somebody else.
Okay, what about Jonathan Parker wants to know, what are your thoughts about Kyle Whittingham?
I
Where
thought
is that Arizona State?
he's Utah.
Utah.
I thought, I could have heard this wrong, I thought he was an alumni of Utah. And I thought before, because they didn't have a very good year last year, I thought before this year was, this year started, he kind of told the board at Utah that he's retiring after this year. I could be wrong. Let me go do some more research.
Well, here's another idea I want to throw at you, D. And this one was coming from Pooh Bear as well. What happens if they hire Bobby P? Because you can get Bobby Petrino on the cheap. You can get him on the cheap, all right? But what if they spend all that money and go get a defensive coordinator? Would people be happy?
Yeah, I think we're good with Chris Wilson. I've really thought Chris Wilson has turned the defense around.
I will say this, and a lot of people might get mad at me, but at this point, I really don't care.
Okay, so Kyle Whittingham played at BYU in his college career, but he's a Utah guy.
Okay.
He came from San Luis, I don't know how to say that, somewhere in California is where he was born. Went to school at BYU, spent some time between Denver and then some just here and there's in the NFL and lower level leagues.
Right.
And then he started his career coaching in BYU, Eastern Utah, Idaho State, and then he started at Utah. But he started his coaching career at Utah in '94 and hasn't changed since.
Well, look at it this way, too, and I'm going to tease this because we're going to short break real quick. I've got probably a bombshell that's probably going to aggravate a lot of fans, although at the same time, it could very well make a lot of fans happy. But you're going to have to pay attention on the other side of the break because now we're going to step away for a break, and I will reveal what I was thinking on the other side. You're listening to Inside the Hog Pen, special edition with Razorback Zach and Dylan DMad Madden. Back in just 30 seconds.
Attention Razorback fans and local businesses. Are you ready to reach the most passionate Arkansas sports fans out there? Introducing Inside the Hog Pen, not your normal Razorback talk show. We're fans first and don't try to hide it. No agendas, no propaganda. At Inside the Hog Pen, we call it like we see it. And now we're looking for sponsors to join the team. This is your chance to put your brand in front of thousands of loyal Razorback fans who live and breathe Arkansas sports. From small businesses to major brands, we have sponsorship packages tailored just for you. So let's grow together and make Inside the Hog Pen bigger and better. Don't miss out. Call 501-416-4331 or email us today at insidethehogpen@gmail.com and become a proud sponsor of Inside the Hog Pen. Attention Razorback fans and local businesses. Are you ready to reach the most passionate Arkansas sports?
All right, welcome back to a special edition of Inside the Hog Pen. Let me ring this before we get too far. Where did it go? Oh, where did it go? Ah, there it is. Okay, so before the break, I had everybody kind of pay attention and leave them on a cliffhanger of what I'm going to say. It's okay to keep Chris Wilson. It's okay to keep Bobby Petrino. It's okay to keep the current staff, okay? what I'm going to say, number one, you have to have a coach in place by next Sunday before the early signing period opens up.
Absolutely.
Okay? Here's the other thing. And again, I'm going to play the stupid card here. Does the early signing period and the transfer portal open at the same time? Do they kind of start right at the same time?
Something like that. I know the transfer portal. I think early signing period starts and ends before the transfer portal opens. I could be wrong about that.
Well, here's where I was going to go.
But that would make sense to me.
Here's where I was going to go with it. All right. I'd be okay if 95% of this team hits the portal.
I would be okay.
I don't think there needs to be a single person kept on the defensive side.
I would be okay with most of the defense not being on the team next year. Caleb Wooden needs to go away.
I just don't see.
I will say that right now.
I just don't. I don't see any SEC caliber player on that defense.
Quincy Rhodes.
He's hit and miss though.
I mean, he's a defensive end. He's not going to make every single play.
No, but
they're going to double team him a lot because he's the only defensive lineman we have.
Okay, that may be part of the 5% that I'm okay keeping.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say his name like this because I know it'll get you a laugh. Nephew. Ian Giffard. He needs to put his foot down too, and he either needs to use that 6'8" frame for good use, or he needs to get to stepping.
Here's the thing.
Cam Ball was loafing against Texas too.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
That number 5 that's supposed to be so special.
Take it away from him.
He started loafing on that play.
I saw a lot of kids on both sides of the ball let go of the rope during the Texas game.
Caleb Wood. So here's the thing about the defense. They have not hustled the entire year.
No.
There's been 3 players that will hustle all year.
Give me a reason why, though.
Okay. I'll tell you. I'll give you 4 players. Quincy Rhodes has hustled. Sorey has hustled. Sometimes he sells out, too. Sorey's kind of one of those halfway.
I was going to say, because you've been a critic of him sometimes, too.
Well, he's tackling too high. He tried to tackle little Manning by the neck instead of grabbing his body and bringing him to the ground. Hold on. So you got little Sorey, you got Sorey, and then you got Quincy Rhodes. Bradley Shaw plays with a lot of heart, and then I'll say Julian Neal plays with a lot of heart. Those 4, I think, play hard.
But here's the downside to that. I was going to say ish. Here's the downside to that, though, is when you have situations like Arkansas is in.
I'll tell you what sets the culture is players. I'm going to call them out. I'm going to.
That's what we're here for. Call out the athletic department. Call out the coaches. Call out the players.
The player that's going to set the culture more than anything is Caleb Wooden. He has so many opportunities to make a big play. Larry Worth made a couple of plays, and he's also been half-assing it too.
But you can agree. I'm going to ask you a question real quick because it kind of plays into where you're going. But you can agree that Texas game they let go of the rope.
I don't think all the players let go of the rope because I think there have been players this entire season that have played with the same amount of effort. Caleb Wooden, because if you want to look up at Caleb Wooden's season this year, I could make a highlight film of every time he just started walking towards somebody when they were 10 yards out of the end zone.
Yeah,
10 yards out of the end zone. Like you're not even going to try to go over there and act. Okay, so when KJ Jackson had the strip sack, who were the 2 players that you saw chasing him down? It was C.J. Brown and KJ Jackson.
Yeah.
C.J. Brown's an Arkansas kid, is he not? Mm-hmm. He's from here. He knows what the Razorback means. He chased him down. Mike Washington, for everything he's done good this year, not getting on him.
1,000-yard rusher. First time since
He did not hustle on that play. If KJ Jackson had 5 more yards, do you think he may have been able to like take a swipe at the ball?
Probably.
If he would have been able to take a swipe at the ball, you never know what happens. Could go out of the back of the end zone. We're still down by 10. But here's the thing. KJ Jackson and CJ Brown hustled. That's the only 2 players that showed up on the screen. What has Bobby been preaching since his first week? Tap the helmet. Everybody come over and tap the helmet. We have not seen that on the defense.
No.
Caleb Wooden is the worst about, and I'll give you another one. Omega Blake. The interception that was thrown against LSU, he gave up on the route.
He did.
I've been a very harsh critic of Taylon Green this year. That was not his fault.
That one, okay, but again, that specific one wasn't his fault, okay? And I'm going to tell you this, too. Everybody's saying that he was injured during that Texas game, and that's why he was pulled. No, he was benched. Bobby pulled him.
You could see, me and my dad were. I got to watch the game with my dad. I get happy when I get to do that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I sat there and I was watching the game with my dad, and I looked at him and I said, "Dad, did you just see that?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Did you see what I saw?" He's like, "That Bobby just told KJ to go get ready." I was like, "That's what I saw." And then 5 minutes later, KJ's trotting onto the field. Man, I haven't said that in a while.
Every time you say that, I'm thinking Jefferson. I'm just like, no.
I take my KJ Jefferson jersey and just scratch out the Efferson and put Jackson underneath it like the old Cleveland Brown jerseys.
Don't tempt me, because I'll do it. I've got the T-shirt back here too. But I mean, at the grand scheme of things, though, it all starts at the top. Okay, number one, you don't have a vocal leader on this football team. You don't.
No, I think the vocal leader was Taylon Green, and whenever he gets kicked in the nuts, he's always the first one to fold.
When he gets if you always know.
News, Oklahoma State, their official Twitter account has announced that Eric Morris is going to be the coach, so it is official.
So there it is. Breaking news here on ITHP. Eric Morris, the new head coach of not Arkansas, Oklahoma State. So there's another one off the board.
Yep, there goes another one.
But again, all this week, after Friday and Saturday, you're going to see an influx of coaching vacancies. Are you not? I mean, think about it. Are you not?
You're going to have vacancies because people are going to get fired.
Exactly. We're going to go on another break, just kind of catch our breath and kind of get us. D's going to try to get caught up and see what he can find. We're only going to be gone for 30 seconds. You're listening to Inside the Hog Pen Special Edition. Back right after this.
Attention Razorback fans and local businesses. Are you ready to reach the most passionate Arkansas sports fans out there? Introducing Inside the Hog Pen, not your normal Razorback talk show. We're fans first and don't try to hide it. No agendas, no propaganda. At Inside the Hog Pen, we call it like we see it. And now we're looking for sponsors to join the team. This is your chance to put your brand in front of thousands of loyal Razorback fans who live and breathe Arkansas sports. From small businesses to major brands, we have sponsorship packages tailored just for you. So let's grow together and make Inside the Hog Pen bigger and better. Don't miss out. Call 501-416-4331 or email us today at insidethehogpen@gmail.com and become a proud sponsor of Inside the Hog Pen.
All right, welcome back to a special edition of Inside the Hog Pen. I'm Razorback Zach, hanging out with DMad, Dylan Madden. He got a day pass from Guantanamo Bay. But so if you didn't hear it before the break, got breaking news. There has been a head coaching vacancy filled. And once again, it ain't Arkansas. I hate to say it, but it ain't Arkansas. Eric Morris has been named the new head coach of the Oklahoma State Cowboys, replacing the legendary-ish Mike Gundy. There and at was that Stillwater?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Stillwater. And now you've got two of them off the board, with James Franklin, of course, going to Virginia Tech, Eric Morris going to Oklahoma State. You might have Les Miles. Listen to me.
Don't give Hunter Yurchek any bad ideas.
Hey, Les wouldn't be able to eat the grass though.
I thought we had a grass.
Oh, we do. We have natural grass now. Yeah, there you go. But you've got Lane Kiffin probably going to LSU.
God help us.
Florida's still open. You're probably going to have Kentucky open by the end of the year. I think Mark Stoops has told the AD there he's done. Other than that, I don't see anybody else as far as the SEC goes having a coaching vacancy. But in the grand scheme of things, though, D, I just
First thing is you're missing a leader.
I don't know.
In the athletic department. When you go and look at good teams, good schools that have longevity, that are up at the top year in and year out, you look at the athletic director. He's probably somebody that's established, that's been there and done it.
And there you have it. One of the things that Mark May said at the Little Rock Touchdown Club yesterday, and it just to me, D, as we're closing in on the end of the episode here, I just guys, let me put it to the fans real quick. We got about 30 people watching right now. What do you guys think?
Go get Paul Simmons from Harding.
Go get Kevin Kelly from Sheridan. Anthony Lucas from Pulaski Academy.
You know, I heard Coach Jones, the old legendary coach from Greenwoods up in Missouri. Go see if you can track him down.
Why would you do that?
Well, why not get told no by everybody, you know?
True. All right, so I want to put it to the fans, and I want the fans to talk to us for a few minutes while we're at the tail end here. If you could have one coach that is active today, and I'm not talking some, wish upon a star. I'm talking realistic.
Somebody that has retired is not on the list.
I'm talking realistic. I want realistic names here. I want one. D, give me yours.
Urban Meyer.
Why?
Why not?
The man's got a desk job.
Yeah.
He's not just like Nick Saban trying to. No.
Why?
I would be honest, and I'll be honest with you, and you're probably going to come across the desk at me if this. I want Ed O here.
Hey, man. It might come to that.
I would like to see Ed O here.
Tell you what, man.
He's not coming. Otis Kirk's already confirmed.
Arkansas Razorbacks, man.
No, MC. Oh, God.
Woo, big man.
You're not as good as MC. I'll tell you that. No, my whole thing is, let me take a drink here.
That's something that Hunter Yurchek said before he walks into any meeting right now. Let me take a drink here.
Oh, my God. He's getting roasted.
Oh, man. As soon as we come off of live here, my Twitter is going to be blowing up here.
He is getting roasted right now. John the Parker says, need Neil.
Who?
Who's Neil? Neil who? JP, Neil who?
I have no idea.
And he said we need Shaw back too.
Oh, he's talking about players to bring back.
Oh.
Julian Neal and Shaw. Yep. I would take those two back. I would honestly take back Sorey because he's one of those people that he's in the wrong place at the wrong
Wait a minute.
time.
I think we found MC's burner account.
Uh-oh.
Steve Nation.
Is he talking John Gruden?
I think we have found MC's burner account. Need a coach with a big name that talent and boosters will follow right now.
Dude, that sounds exactly like MC.
And that person is John Gruden.
Come on, man. That does sound.
It does sound like him.
It sounds exactly.
It sounds like something MC would say.
You know what? MC wouldn't put a comma in there, so we know that's not him. He has the Arkansas State education.
Ooh, shots fired. Well, don't you do too if you're ready.
Well, mine wasn't Arkansas State at the time.
No.
It is now, but not. At the time.
Okay, so here's the thing. Got a couple things as we wrap up here. Number one, we will not have a show this week. We will have a podcast episode dropping. It will be audio only. It's pre-recorded. But I strongly encourage everybody to take a listen to it because a lot of things that were said in that podcast are things that need to be said. And we collectively here at ITHP, you guys know us. We like to play that middle ground, not too much sunshine pump, not too much negativity.
I will say this when it comes to that show. I'm not afraid to tell somebody if they inspire me to do something. David Basil inspired that show. That was the first week that he came off and was talking about the trophies.
Yes.
Why the hell are the trophies in a vault in Rogers?
Yes. So please check that out. And again, we may not be live, but we will be able to see your comments, and we'll mention your comments on the next show. We will be back next week, live and in person. We don't know if we're going to go to stay on Wednesdays or go to Thursdays yet, just because of basketball. Everybody knows that when football kind of dies down and basketball amps up, we kind of switch days just to kind of accommodate that. But the other thing is, I totally forgot where I was going.
Well, I'll tell you this.
I totally just lost my.
We're probably getting ready to wrap this up. We've got people watching us. We will go as long as y'all comment.
Yeah, as long as you guys keep commenting, we'll keep going.
We just get a little bit talked out and feel like we are talking to each other about the same things.
Yep.
But if y'all keep the conversation going, we can talk forever.
Oh, that's where I was going with it. So you guys know that we are middle of the road. We kind of call it like we see it type people, but we try not to go too negative. Well, here's the thing. The four of us are all fed up with the way the athletic department has been, well, for lack of a better term, treating us.
Yeah.
And the fact that the common fan, not a real fan, not a true fan, I'm going to say common fan, guys that bust their ass week in and week out just to get.
I'll have an example for you whenever you get done.
Just to get to a game. They're pricing all of us out. So we've come up with, we are taking our
the program back.
Taking the program back. And the best way to do that, stop going to games. Stop spending the money. Stop going to games, period. Ryan Temple, look here. Ryan Temple, I think he's smoking something. I don't think this will ever happen. But Ryan Temple says, I think we need to hire Peyton Manning as our head coach.
You can hire God, but if you have Hunter Yurchek as the athletic director, you're screwed.
Yeah.
But I will say this: I'm gonna be fine if it were Peyton Manning. We can all decide that one thing is going to be true, that our offense would be crazy good. And to kind of double back on what you were saying, if y'all want to go check out one of our sponsors, SeatGeek, you can go and look at the tickets that are being sold right now on every single game. In every single section, I've counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 10 sections. The entire row is on sale right now. Yeah. The entire row.
For how much?
Oh, let me get there. So not only is the entire row being sold, 50-yard line seats on the west side. And what is important about the west side? You're never in the sun. Meaning, who's in those seats? Big money donors.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
Season ticket holders.
Yeah. The big money donors are going to be in those Gucci seats. The 50-yard lines. There's one row, 50-yard line, row 3 was completely unsold. Like, they had every single ticket listed. You're going to sit here and for $400. Every single ticket was listed for $400.
And that's why those seats are empty.
So you're going to sit here and tell me, Hunter Yurchek, you're not going to look at that on SeatGeek and say, why the hell are we giving you an opportunity to buy the tickets if you're just going to sell them at a pretty nice rate when the tickets cost $45 a seat?
Well, and think about it this way too, D.
You're donating $15,000 or more. I get that, but the seat itself costs $45,000.
Well, think about it this way.
Or $45.
Yeah, think about it this way though. You're 2-9. Mm-hmm. You're not 9-2. You're not 11-0. Okay, you're not one of these big name programs that people want to go see.
Nebraska's had 92 sellouts in a row. That's insane to me.
Arkansas's last sellout was Texas 2021.
No, they sell out every game. Don't you know that? They just don't ever show up. Ticket scanned is different than tickets sold.
True. But at the end of the day, and we've got a couple of questions in our live fan feedback. Brandon Hillhouse says, also, do you think they already have their coach and waiting to announce because their season hasn't ended? Yes. either that or they're waiting to either that there's a reason why the announcement's been made that yes, a coach has been hired, but nobody is releasing or hinting or giving a name for anything. There's a reason behind that. Jonathan Parker says, why do you think they're waiting so long to name a coach?
Because Hunter doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground.
Did
I say that out loud?
Need I say? But again, that's the point, though. That's the point, is that you have an athletic director that doesn't know whether to scratch his butt or wind his watch. You know? You just, I don't know. To me, there's a lot of things that are being fumbled right now. Oh.
Yeah, we might go a little bit longer. I'm seeing where this is going, but
we may go a little bit longer. So you guys may want to hang around for just a little bit, because we're working. Like I said, guys,
Dylan's working his magic.
Dylan's
working his magic.
Here's
hopefully.
the thing. We let Dylan kind of run with things that he has ideas for. Some of them are not so good.
Some of them are definitely R-rated.
Ryan, he did get JC to coach our basketball team. No, he didn't. He didn't. He did not get. Oh my God, y'all done fired me up. Look, Ryan. I'm gonna talk directly to you here, buddy. All right, Hunter Yurachek did not, and I'm talking Dan Mullen interest level 0.0 did not have anything to do.
That's who it was.
With that John Calipari hire. That was John Tyson telling Hunter Yurachek, no, go sit over there. Let me handle this. That's John Tyson winning that all day long. If it was up to Hunter Yurachek to make the hire, you guys know who we end up with? Darrell Walker out of UALR.
That's right.
Okay.
That's who Mark May said to get was Dan Mullen.
Dan Mullen don't want to come here.
Zach, you're talking to me now. We know exactly what I have 0.0% interest in any job means.
Yeah, right. Ryan said, I'm listening because I had my doubts him being able to do that. Okay, I just wanted to let you know. Now you make me feel like a little bit of a dick, Ryan. No, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't actually you believing that. But now I feel a little bit better. Ryan's got his
I think
points back.
you know I had a couple of customers yesterday at my job. They had this thing, this term is called sarcasm. Sarcasm. Yeah, I was able to see it.
I was hoping that was what that was. But here's the thing, and I got told this the other day, and y'all thought I would have gone postal. I was about to go postal when this gentleman told me this. I was talking to this guy. I don't remember where I was at, and he said, we need somebody like a John Tyson for our football team. And he said, that man's Jerry Jones. And I stopped him mid-sentence, and I said, no, sir, you're incorrect. And he looked at me like I done slapped him 3 times. And he said, well, what do you mean? And I said, sir, the last time Jerry Jones got involved with a coaching hire at Arkansas, we ended up with Chad Morris.
Did he really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
That was a Jerry Jones endorsed hire.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. There was a lot of people behind Chad Morris, too. It wasn't the fault of anybody that endorsed him. Take Sam Pittman.
Okay.
Everybody was on board with Sam. Well, I say everybody. There was a lot of players that were like, hey, this guy loves Arkansas. He wants the job. Give it to him. What are we experiencing right now? Somebody that wants the job, and we got a player that's wanting him to take it. And I'm sure he's not the only player, but it's to the point.
The only downside with that, though, D, is that these old heads, these old school donors, the big money guys, the guys with the big checkbooks, they don't want Bobby P because of what he did in 2011. Now, here's where and I'm going to put this to bed right the hell now. I'm All right. I'm the self-proclaimed voice of Razorback Nation because the voice of the Razorbacks, when he's not calling games, which he does a great job at, by the way, but when he's on the radio giving his opinions, he's a little bit of a dipshit.
A little bit?
That's me being nice, and that's me being unfiltered because we're not technically on a show right now. We're airing our grievances. We're if you guys are wrestling fans, we're turning heel at the moment. Had he not lied, Jeff Long wanted to make an impression. He wanted to make his name at the University of Arkansas. So what did he do? He fired Bobby Petrino. Anybody else, they'd have been suspended. But that's why. It's not that he, got his tail kicked by the boyfriend or had a motorcycle wreck or had a blonde or had infidel. Doesn't matter, okay? The man's human. The man makes mistakes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Bobby Petrino we have now is a hell of a lot more humbled and a hell of a lot more tempered.
There's one player. He played at the school for 1 year, and he is rallying for Bobby Petrino.
Who's that?
Anthony Switzer. He is rallying for Petrino. Every time he shows up on my Twitter page, he is saying, give Bobby the job. He played for him for 1 year.
I thought Switzer was after.
He transferred from Arkansas State, I believe. Or he either transferred from Arkansas State or like a Utah State. Something like that. He's from Arkansas, but he understands like the coaching that he had.
Yeah, and you're starting to see that again in Bobby that you didn't see before. And
dang, I'm good. He started at Arkansas State, went to Utah State, and now he played 1 year at Arkansas.
Very nice.
Dang, I'm good.
Very nice. All right, we've reached an hour point. We're going to take a little bit of a break. We are still going to hang with you. So if you guys look, this is an open forum. All right, this is not the normal format for ITHP. This is a little bit more laid back. If you guys got questions, if you guys got opinions, send them in. I know there's 22 of you watching. We need to blow up our comment section. All right, and if I have to, by God, I'll go on TikTok Live and we'll really blow it up. All right, I do not care. We will do whatever we have to do. But we're going to take a quick break, catch our breath. DMad's still working some back channels to get us a surprise here. But we're going to keep working at it. But stick with us. You're listening to Inside the Hog Pen, special edition, back right after this.
Mix Design is your one-stop shop for custom clothing with a personal touch. At Mix Design, we can help you tell your story through your wardrobe. Your imagination on a hat, shirt, pullover, or nearly anything wearable. And while you're picking out some custom clothing, check out the one-of-a-kind handmade soaps from the Bobcat Soap Company. Find us on Facebook and let us create custom swag just for you at Mix Design.
Hey, Hawg fanatics. We at Inside the Hog Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share SeatGeek as a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not-so-good deal. As a special offer, Hog fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code INSIDEHOGPEN. Check out our socials for the link, and remember to use the code INSIDEHOGPEN.
Attention Razorback fans and local businesses. Are you ready to reach the most passionate Arkansas sports fans out there? Introducing Inside the Hog Pen, not your normal Razorback talk show. We're fans first and don't try to hide it. No agendas, no propaganda. At Inside the Hog Pen, we call it like we see it. And now we're looking for sponsors to join the team. This is your chance to put your brand in front of thousands of loyal Razorback fans who live and breathe Arkansas sports. From small businesses to major brands, we have sponsorship packages tailored just for you. So let's grow together and make Inside the Hog Pen bigger and better. Don't miss out. Call 501-416-4331 or email us today at insidethehogpen@gmail.com and become a proud sponsor of Inside the Hog Pen.
It's time to step back inside the hog pen to the Meeks Design Studios.
All right, welcome back to a special edition of Inside the Hog Pen. Razorback Zach, Dylan, DMad, Madden, hanging out with you. You got a day pass from Guantanamo Bay. The guards thought he was, getting out on good behavior. But going to wrap up things here on this special edition. I want to remind everybody, we are not going to be live tomorrow night. We are taking the week off for the holidays. I graciously, I'm going to do this with D in the room. I graciously gave the guys the week off. No, I'm kidding. No, we all collectively always take the week off for the holidays. And want to remind everybody, though, just because we're not live doesn't mean we're not going to have content coming out. We've got a very special podcast dropping tomorrow night, 8 p.m., all across our social medias, all across our podcast channels. Doesn't matter where it is. If we're on that channel, we are going to be dropping brand new content. And it is a passionate, it is a emotional, it is a fiery episode. And it's all thanks to David Basil for kicking that off. And I mean that in a respectful way, not in a sarcastic way there, D-Mad. But along with that, I want to make sure that if you guys can't catch it on Facebook and YouTube, it will be dropping on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, wherever you listen to podcasts. If you listen to podcasts, if you don't, you need to, because you're missing out on a lot of great content. But want to make sure you guys catch that episode. We'll be back next week. Be watching for when that announcement hits the airwaves. It may be Wednesday still at 8 o'clock, maybe Thursday, depending on basketball schedules and everything else. But make sure you guys pay attention to that. D-Mad, do we have anything else as we're wrapping up here? We're working on getting somebody on.
Man, it's quiet over here.
All right. But like I said, we wanted to come on, and we wanted to kind of give an update of what we're hearing, what's going on as far as this coaching search. From what we understand, to wrap this up with a bow and slap some gravy on it. Let's see what I did there. What we know right now, James Franklin is at Virginia Tech. Eric Morris, you heard it here. Eric Morris has been hired as the Oklahoma State head coach. Arkansas's head coaching search, from all intents and purposes, from what we're hearing, is over. We have our guy. Who is it? We have no idea. Nobody's alluding to anything. Nobody is. Everybody's really tight-lipped about this.
I'm going to say it. If you see somebody on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, saying, hey, this is our guy, it's going to be announced in the next 24 hours, just go ahead and not believe it. It's getting to the point now where every single person, every single day, has a different player or a different coach that's coming, and it's just getting to the point where it's just every time I see somebody breaking, Arkansas is going after this guy, going after that guy. Apparently, we were in hot pursuit over Eric Morris today, and he chose Oklahoma State over us. That's what I'm reading.
I want to see why he chose. I want to look into that and see why he chose Oklahoma State over Arkansas. I think I have a good reason why. I want to know. I want to settle my own thoughts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But essentially, bottom line is we have our guy. We do not know who it is. There is not a name that is floating out there. So listen, if like D said, I'm gonna play off of what he said. If you hear somebody say, "Oh, I know this guy is on camp," or "This guy's gonna do it," or "This guy," look, don't believe it. All right. Ryan Temple wants to know: care to make a bold, educated prediction?
God, educated doesn't seem something that Hunter Yurachek likes to do.
You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to go with the obvious and go with Matt Campbell at Iowa State.
Something that Neighbors keeps on saying on Twitter, he's like, every time I get my hopes up for one of these coaches, they get taken off the board. So I'm going to go with my least favorite of the four, go Ryan Silverfield. With that being said, I think we're going to hire the offensive coordinator from Who Gives a Shit University.
I've got a bad feeling we're going to end up with a Dow Loggins or a Barry Lunny.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Chad Morris 2.0. But
all I can say those words in my face again.
That's why I'm sitting over here and not in your face. Well, for that being said, buckle up, Razorback fans. This thing's fixing to hit the fan. And it could be good, it could be bad, it could be great, it could be worse. All I know is Razorback Nation sticks together. Here's the thing. It's going to be who it's going to be, and we're either going to hate to love him or love him to hate him. All right? That's my bold prediction. I said it once, I'll say it again, though. Arkansas could really make waves with whoever they hire, or they could fumble this thing worse than Clint Sterner did in 1998. Okay? That's where this is. A lot of people right now don't give a damn anymore because so many names have been out there. All right? Don't give a damn right now because everybody's been out there. All right? But all of us here at ITHP, even though it's the holidays, we'll keep working behind the scenes to get the most factual information because we don't give a rat's ass about being right. We don't care about being first. We care more about being right. So with that being said, I hope everybody has a safe and happy Thanksgiving. Eat to your heart's content. Cheer on the Cowboys because we know we don't want them to win. We don't want them to lose to the Chiefs. But do not forget, Thursday, I want to say it's on CBS, right? Arkansas and Duke.
Man, you just put me on the spot there.
Wait, where am I at? Remember these words. Beat Duke.
Yep, Thursday night, 7 o'clock CBS.
Beat Duke. Beat Duke.
Can you put a Y on the end of it?
And call those Hogs. See what I did there? That's smart, wasn't it? I just came up with that, by the way. I may play the fool at times. No, look, yeah. Look, real talk for a minute. MC kind of got emotional with us last week, and I'm going to kind of play off of that. Make sure you guys hug your loved ones. I'm going to say that backwards. And spend time with your family. Eat to your heart's content. Have a great weekend, everybody. And we will be back next week. D, final thoughts as we get out of here?
Yeah, you just had to put that in my head because, this is going to be the first time I don't get to hug my grandpa for Thanksgiving. Appreciate that.
Was not my intention.
But, yeah, just Thanksgiving's time for being thankful. I heard it the other day that it's the last pure holiday that we have.
Yep.
It's not filled with consumerism. All Thanksgiving is getting together with your family and eating good food and being thankful for what you've got. So with that being said, I think all you can do over this next week is be thankful for what you got.
Yep.
Thank you, Hunter Yurachek.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. You had to add that in there. You were doing really well. You were doing so well, and then you added that part, and it just went off the rail. That's my job to throw this thing off the rails. No, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us this afternoon. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m., the new podcast drops. We will not be live, but I implore everybody to check that out. It's an emotional one, and I think it'll get the fan base fired up.
We're pissy in it.
We're pissy in it, and for good reason. So if you want to listen to it, not if. When you listen to it, you'll understand why. But for the absent Tyler Callahan and for Marcus MC Carlton, DMad, Dylan Madden sitting here with me. I'm Razorback Zach. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We will see you back here next week unless breaking news happens. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thank you for watching, everybody. So long.
Thanks for watching this episode of Inside the Hog Pen. Listen anytime on your favorite podcast provider, and be sure to follow us on all our social network channels.